Hey, we're live. We're live. I'm Jeff with eBay Addicts, and today my guest is Robert, Zombie Bargain Hunter. Man, how are you doing today, man?
Great, man. Doing great.
Good, good. You want to introduce yourself? Tell people, where you're from and what you do.
Sure. Well, I'm Robert, the Zombie Bargain Hunter. I have a YouTube channel. I do what sold videos once a week. I also do like an unboxing usually of plush. I'm known as a plushie king. So I've been on eBay probably about 10 to 12 years. And right now I specialize in plush collectibles, video games. I do a lot of things. I'm also on Macquarie. I just moved to Poshmark, and Poshmark sucks. I don't like it, but might move out of Poshmark. But right now, eBay, Macquarie, and actually Bonanza is doing great right now.
Yeah, I tried out Poshmark too. It wasn't my thing. Sharing your closet two,
I
three
don't
times
care
a
at
day.
all.
That's just not my thing. So you're a full-time reseller, right?
Yeah,
All right. I think I saw you with the flipping hippos. I think I saw you on her
yeah.
channel
Me and
recently.
Star are good friends. We do a video probably like every month. We try to do one.
Oh, okay, that's good. So I got some questions for you. So how long have you been a reseller? You said about 10, 12 years now. How
About
long have
10,
you been?
12 years. Seriously, about 2, 3 years. Once the housing market, because I used to be a house flipper, so once the housing market really dried up, I really got into eBay strong. So it's been about 2, 3 years really hard into eBay.
Okay, now cool. So Robert, so tell us the backstory. We all want to know, how did you go from being a house flipper to a item flipper on eBay? So you go from flipping houses to flipping stuffed animals. We got to figure
Yeah.
out how this happened. Tell us the story about what happened here, Robert. Go ahead.
Well, it started a long time ago. I mean, I started working at the LA Times. The LA Times was when I was in high school. I just barely got my license, so wanted to start flipping bigger things because I used to flip like baseball cards, and I used to actually was introduced into Pogs, if you remember that game, the little milk cap game. So I used to flip those, and I wanted to flip something bigger. So I wanted to flip a house. So I had to get a job. So I had to work for somebody else, which was the LA Times. And when I started working for the LA Times, I saved up to enough money to get $43,000 in cash to buy my first house to flip. And that house flipped for $110,000. And I just kept flipping houses until the market crashed in about 08, 09. I actually started building houses in 08 and 09. That was a big mistake. I lost $150,000 in 1 year doing that. Went from that to buying just a little house and starting over. And then I started getting into eBay. That's about the time I started getting into eBay because I needed some extra cash because I wanted to buy another house. And I started sniping video games on eBay. Would buy them, would stay up all night getting. People would do auctions back then, so I'd buy games for $1, $2 and flip them for like 10, 12, $15, depending on what I knew the value was, because I always did a lot of research. I always do research, even right now. So that's how I got into eBay, and yeah, that's basically it.
So I got a question. How long have you been a full-time reseller now? Is it like, as you said, you've been doing it for a while, but how long has this been your full-time job?
Last 2 years I've gone strong into this. I had a rental property. I had a duplex that was paying the bills, so I didn't really have to do much. And I also had a vending business. I had 300 candy machines all over the place. So I had
Really?
those two businesses that were doing pretty well, but businesses started to close down, so the candy machines dropped, and then the candy got expensive. So the candy machines just dropped out, and then I had to go into eBay. And eBay was my full-time income. I started doing retail arbitrage. I went into everything. I looked into ties. I went into jackets, clothing, everything. I researched everything, and I wound up mostly video games, collectibles like Funko Pops and stuff, and plush. I ran into plush. My grandmother went into a retirement home, and there was a nice, awesome thrift shop that had bags and bags of plush, and they would sell them for $1. I started watching. There was a program on TV that I saw a guy would pick up plush every once in a while and sell it for a decent amount of money. So Started bringing in plush and just pouring plush on eBay. I just opened up a store, just went up to the 1,000 listings, whatever that store category was, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and poured thousands and thousands of plush on there. Poured ties on there, but they didn't go. They weren't fun to do. So I still have like 200 ties listings on, but they weren't fun. The plush is fun and stuck with me.
So Robert, you were an entrepreneur. You're like the definition of entrepreneur. You had rental properties, you had candy machines, you were flipping stuff on eBay. You were
I didn't tell you about. I had a mobile washing. I would wash like trailer park washing. I had a business doing that. I had 2 people under me doing that. I would sell when I was really young. I used to sell like candy bars at the markets. I would get them there was a place called Price Club before Costco swallowed it. I would get like big boxes of candy for like $20, and when all of it was gone, I'd make $50, and I'd keep doing that. And that was before. That was in grade school.
Man, so you've been a hustler for a while then, man. So I got a question. So are you still running? You still have your duplex? You still have your candy machines? You still have any of your other businesses? Or are you just
the candy machines I took out? People were starting to mess with them. I had them in big, like, there was a college down here. I had full of candy machines there, and people were starting to be, they would take the machine out of the college and actually throw it in the grass, and the people would call me and like, hey, your candy machine's in the grass now. And then the candy machines just the candy got too expensive. It went from like a couple dollars a bag to like $6 a bag. So it was like, it's just not worth it. So that was gone. I do have a fourplex now. I sold the duplex that I was building. I actually got the duplex for $60,000 on a foreclosure.
Yeah.
I sold that for $200,000, and I bought a fourplex now. So I'm running a fourplex. I actually have on my channel how a renter actually destroyed one of my units in my fourplex, and I rehabbed it.
Yeah, I've had some rental properties in the past as well, so it can be a handful, but it sounds like you're almost like semi-retired, Robert. Like you're a full-time reseller, but you control your time. You don't have somebody telling you when to clock in and when to clock out. You're basically like semi-retired almost, right?
Basically, yeah, I do whatever I want when I want. I mean, I woke up about a half an hour before you called me.
I feel you. I'm a night owl as well. So go ahead, Robert. So I wanted to ask you some questions. How many items do you currently have listed on your main eBay store now? You have 2 eBay stores, is that correct?
Yeah, I have 2. One I think is at 3,200 listings, and the other one's real low. I think it's only maybe like 500, if that. I might even be wrong. It might be even lower than that. So I'm trying to get rid of that store. I only have it as a backup in case something happens. I know I heard a few bad things happen to some YouTubers. So I kind of keep that store open just as a backup plan. So I can transfer all my main account over there if I have to. So it's just a backup plan.
Yeah, I have 2 eBay stores as well. And, well, I don't know if you know, but when you have items that are in these select categories, you get free listings for your basic store. You get up to 10,000 free listings. So my goal is I'm trying to max out my main store to get to 10,000 listings. And then it's cheaper to have 2 eBay stores for $20 a month instead of paying the premium store at $60 a month. So I'm going to, then once I max out that store, I'm going to max out the second store as well. So it's going to take time, but I'm going to get there. But yeah, I'm out here, sourcing just almost every single day. Right before we got on, I was just at the Dollar Tree. I bought a lot of items like this, Good Neighbors, some Blu-rays. I get items like this at the Dollar Tree for $1. And then believe it or not, some of these items will sell for 10, 15, 20 bucks. I just sold Bad Santa 2. I sold 3 copies of that yesterday, and I got them all at the Dollar Tree for $1, and they're brand new in the shrink wrap. So that's what I've been doing. I sell a ton of media. So I got a question for you. How did you get into selling plush items? Because I saw some of your videos recently that you source at Gamestop. I wanted to ask you questions on how that works because I have never sourced at Gamestop before. Tell us the story about, you just go in? Do you just go to the clearance section? Do you make a beeline? Oh my goodness.
GameStop.
Oh my goodness. So tell us, I won't put you on full screen. Tell us the story about how to source at GameStop. Do you have to know somebody that works there? Do you just kind of finesse them? Like, how do you do that, Robert?
Well, I've sourced so much at GameStop. They have different clearances that they don't even announce. You just walk in, and since I know the managers, they will call me up and tell me about it. My main one that I did was they had $3 plush, where they just wanted to clear out all the stores, and I went to every store in my market. I went to, I think it was like 35 GameStops in one day, and I cleared out all their plush. But the $3 plush, I mean, they were huge plush like this. It was like guys like this with like $3,
Oh, wow.
and they were brand
Really?
new and everything else, and I was flipping those for like 70. But
Really?
I am always online. I'm looking up. I'm on Facebook and a whole bunch of different groups where they announce that the items are going on sale. These games that I just purchased, this is around $15,000 buy. These games were $20 a piece. Buy two, get two free. Then if you spent $100, you were getting 15% off more. Then Rakuten, that little app or that little like plugin you put on your browser, they were giving you 10% back off of GameStop that day. Then my credit card gives me another 5%. So these games come out to like $6, $7, and they're flipping for around $20 to $25.
Awesome. Yeah. Last time I went to GameStop, I think they had some kind of deal like that where you would buy used video games. And I think it was like buy two, get one free, or buy two, get two free, something like that. And I bought a bunch of PS3 and Xbox 360 games. And, you would get games for $2, $3 a piece, and you could turn around and resell them on eBay.
And if you do it online, you can do the Rakuten that gives you extra percentage points back. And they give you that cash.
Yeah. I haven't tried that. So tell us a story more about, because I'm curious about it, because I've only done it maybe once or twice. I want to know all about. So you have the homie hookup. So the manager calls you at home and says, "Hey, we're running a clearance special on video games at GameStop. Come check it out." Like, how does that work, Robert? Tell us how that works.
Well, I know like 4 managers in my area, so he'll tell me when they have T-shirts. I sell a bunch of T-shirts too, but I only sell clothes when I can get like 10 of the same items. I don't like clothes any other way. But they have like there was Negan and a whole bunch of Rick and Morty and a whole bunch of clothes like that. They were just giving them away for like $2, $3 a piece. I'm flipping them right now for 20. So what happens is the manager just calls me, or I walk in. I usually go in like twice a week. The manager will call me, "Hey, we're having a T-shirt sale. You want to come down and check it out?" Or they'll have a video game sale. "Hey, these video games are 4 for $30. I'll come in and check it out." They call me all the time. You just got to be nice to them. I actually got my PS5 from a manager. I was walking into her, and she asked me, "What am I doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I bought a whole bunch of items at Kohl's, and I actually bought some Toy Story toys." And she's like, "Oh, my son loves Toy Story." I'm like, "Hey, I have this Mr. Potato Head doll that has like 5 different figures here." And the next day I walked in and handed her to her. She came up to me and said, "Thank you so much. My son loves Toy Story, and I'll make sure you get a PS5. And
Wow.
I got hooked up. So
did you keep
Toy Story got me a PS5.
So did you keep the PS5 or did you resell the PS5? That's what the people want to know.
It's gone. I'm an Xbox guy. I'll keep one Xbox, but PS5, nah.
I kind of knew the answer, but I wanted to ask you just to see. So
$1,100 was too much to pass up.
Right. So the idea is you're just nice to them and they're nice to you, right? So you go to GameStop, you just be nice, you do a lot of business with them, and then they let you know when stuff comes in.
Yeah, because they get like the headquarters likes when they like pre-order stuff. When people like pre-order stuff, they get like marks and stuff like that. So I'll tell them, "Hey, I'll give you 20 pre-orders. I don't care. Just put it on something that's interesting," and that helps their store and it helps them, and they give me the hookups on a whole bunch of different things. So it works both ways.
Okay, now cool. So what are some of the unique items and stuff that you've got at thrift stores or at GameStop? Because I was watching your channel and you were selling coffee mugs, you were selling T-shirts. I think I saw you sold like this like blanket or something. So
Yeah,
give us an example of some items that you've been selling recently.
here's one just hanging out right here. It's only at GameStop. It's a Nightmare Before Christmas. I think I paid $3 for it. The lids came off, but I paid like $3 for it, and it's going for, I believe it's $70 or $80 right now.
Really?
I have a whole bunch of things like this. They just came out with a box of these Venomized pops from GameStop. I picked up I don't know, hundreds of these pops, but this one alone is going for $50, and the box is only $20. Plus, you get a whole bunch of stuff in the boxes. So I pick up a ton of GameStop. I do a lot of business at GameStop.
Okay, no, I was just wondering. I've never sold pops before. I've sold some action figures. I've sold a ton of video games. Right now, I've got about 5,000 items listed on my main eBay store. So, like I said, I'm trying to get up to 10,000. But I know you've been making a ton of sales. I watched one of your videos, and you said you had like 4,000 items in your store, and then you had it up to here, and then all of a sudden, you just started making sales like crazy. How has your sales been going into fourth quarter and going into Christmas?
Fourth quarter's been insane. I forget what my last one last week was, over $5,000, I believe. Maybe even more. But I'm selling a good 30 items a day. It's been insane. Fourth quarter's been very good to me.
Oh, wow. Sounds like you've been killing it. I just wanted to say hi to Joey Bada Bing 22 in the chat hanging out with us, and Girl Hustle is here. So if you guys have questions for our guests, go ahead and drop it in the chat. So I got a bunch of questions for you. I want to know about some of your sourcing techniques. Do you go to like Walmart or Target clearance and these other places, or do you only go to like GameStop? Like, what are some of the places that you like sourcing at? I know you like going to thrift stores, and you said GameStop. Can you give us some other pointers of places that you like go sourcing at?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Like I said, I go out, do a lot of online arbitrage. So if I see like a big sale at Walmart, I don't like going into Walmart, but I'll have everything shipped to me. I mean, I bought stuff from IKEA that I found out they had good plush that were on sale. Kohl's is one of my favorite places. Those will go like 80, 90% off. I have racks full of Kohl's items. I mean, I've sold towels, I've sold blankets, I've sold, of course, toys. I've talked about the Toy Story doll that I sold. But yeah, big items like that they're like normally like $70. You can get them like $10, $12 on a super Kohl's sale because you can stack the coupons on top, and then you get Kohl's cash to use later. So I love Kohl's and stuff like that. My Target alone will let me, if I go in there and they have a stack of like games and stuff, they'll let me buy everything. I heard a lot of Targets aren't letting people do that now, but my Target's great. They'll let me go in. I got these like Shopkin toys for like $1 or $2, and they're flipping for almost 20. So yeah, I go basically everywhere to source. I'll never deny any place. I'll go everywhere. I mean, I've even sourced the Dollar Tree like you have. I sourced a bunch of little 99-cent store had these like Street Fighter plushes. They're like little tiny ones. And I'm just like, hey, I'll take whatever you have. And I took like 3-4 cases and made like sets for $25, which cost me $3. Yeah, I'll source anywhere I can find a deal. I'll go.
Okay, cool. So, Robert, give us some tips or tricks for retail arbitrage, because I haven't had a lot of guests on, but not a lot of people do a lot of retail arbitrage like me and you do. So you have, because I love selling stuff that's brand new in the plastic, brand new in the shrink wrap. Customers love it. I have very low returns, and stuff's brand new. So I don't have people complaining or saying, hey, I want to return this item. It's like, boom, you got it. I drop it in a 6x9 padded envelope, ship to the customer's door in 2-3 days, and then we're good to go, you know? So talk a little bit about your retail arbitrage. Give us some tips or tricks. If I'm at clearance section at Walmart, or I'm looking around at some of these places, do you have any other tips or tricks? Do we need to go talk to the manager? Do we need to look at the date on these clearance tags? Like, give us some other tips if we're looking for doing some retail arbitrage and online arbitrage as well, because you said you had some items shipped to your door lately, right?
Almost all my items are shipped to my door. I don't really do many walk-in arbitrage, especially now with this COVID nonsense. I don't do much of that at all. But what I do is there's a great thing called Slick Deals. I know people know about that, but there's a lot of Facebook groups that you can set up on your phone where they'll like announce that there's a deal coming up. There's Twitter. I have a Twitter feed open constantly all the time, where there's like Amazon drop and prices and stuff like that. I got this nice Apple Watch from Best Buy. They would just notify me it was Apple Watch on sale. It was $100. I'm selling it for $220 now. I sold all of them already. What else was there? There was a bunch of Fortnite sets on Amazon just a couple days ago that were on clearance. Bought them directly off Amazon, have them shipped to my house. Had my nephew buy some on his account too, and just paid him back. So yeah, you have to just keep your nose on the computer, and once the deal pops, you pop on it.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I just placed an order yesterday on eBay, and I told you I sell a lot of media items, so I just ordered 400 CDs shipped to my door, and I got them for 42 cents a piece. That includes shipping to my door. So the idea is if I could just sell them for $10 a piece times 400 CDs, you should be able to turn $160 into about $4,000. So that's the way I look at it. I don't have to hit a home run with every item that I sell, but when you turn 40 cents into $10, you're looking at almost a 25x rate of return on your money. Exactly. See what I'm saying? So if you get $10 sale times 400 items, $10 times 400, that's $4,000 worth of merchandise. And when your buy cost is 42 cents a piece to your door, and it's brand new in a shrink wrap. And it's very, and it's really small.
The same titles over and over again. You just have to do one listing. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, and they're really small. They don't take up a lot of space. So that's what I'm saying. And so I love doing stuff like that, buying big bulk orders of stuff, have it shipped right to my door. I don't have to sit here and drive all over the city, fight traffic, have to wear a stupid mask. They tell you they're only allowed 5 people in the store at a time. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about what has been going on with you, man. Have you had to, had some obstacles? Have you had to deal with the post office like all of us? How has that been going for you? Have you had packages that have been late? Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, the post office has been a nightmare. I had I had a backup postman come to my door. It was not this Tuesday, the Tuesday before, and he picked up all the packages and didn't scan a single one. So I have over 100 packages that aren't even recognized that the post office picked up, and I already sent out 2 returns because, of course, eBay forces you to do returns. Even though they know the USPS is messing up. But yeah, they found about 50 of them so far, but I still have about 50 packages that don't even have an arrival scan on them. So it's been fun, but just keep listing. There's nothing else you can do. I hate people when they give up. They're like, oh, USPS is terrible. I'm going to close down my store. That's not me. If something comes in my way, I'll work harder instead of taking a rest.
Yeah, I think we've all had problems with the post office. I've had a couple of issues as well with customers saying that they didn't receive their item. And so I like I said, if I get items for 50 cents, $1, if something happens, it's not the end of the world. I just give the customer a refund and go on about my day. Yeah. It's nothing, because if you try to argue with them, only thing they're going to try to do is leave you negative feedback. eBay's going to side with them 9 times out of 10 anyways.
Oh, yeah, I already got 2 negative feedbacks and 2 neutral. So nothing I can do. I mean, I'm just going to call eBay and have them take it off because both of them are just shipping problems. It just took longer than I expected. It was promised at this time. It's like, I didn't promise you anything. I shipped it on next day. Robert
didn't Robert said, I didn't promise you anything. I shipped my packages out. I don't know where all this other stuff's coming from. So Robert, I want to talk a little bit about what are some of your favorite items that you like to sell? Because I saw you sell collectibles. I saw you sell coffee mugs. I saw you sell some stuffed animals. Tell us about some of your favorite items that you like to source and you like to sell.
Of course, video games. I have a ton of video games that I'm just listing right now. Video games is the easiest. That's where I started because I started sniping when eBay would do a lot of auctions, so I would stay up all night sniping. So video games is where I started, but I moved into plush. And plush is Plush has been fun. I got these nice Kohl's Care guys for a few dollars. They're probably gonna go for like $20. Plush is easy for me. It keeps me interested. It's not like a boring just list. Plush, there's different animals, there's different characters. So yeah, Plush is my favorite because it's interesting. I did start getting into like character towels. I picked up a huge lot of these. These are hooded towel wraps. You can see right there. Doing a lot of different character towels. Those are selling. Character blankets are selling. If I can get a bunch from Kohl's, I did a huge like $4,000 or $5,000 buy at Kohl's, and I got a ton of different blankets, different towels. I mostly like anything I can get like 10 of. If I can get 10 or plus of, so I can just do one listing and just relax, I'm happy with that. So yeah, that's basically what I'm into right now.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it's nice to be able to just, get 10 of one item and then just list it once. I've been doing some looking for replenishable items. I went to the Dollar Tree the other day and bought some Disney puzzles for $1. And the idea is just to buy one of them for $1, list it, and then I can put quantity of 5 or 10 in there, whatever I want. And then as they sell out, there's a Dollar Tree right across the street from my house. I can just grab one, pay $1 for it, put it in a 6x9 padded envelope, throw a shipping label on it, and it goes out the door. So I've been trying to do something like that.
I had a friend that was right next to a jewelry store, and he had no money at all. He asked the jeweler if he could take pictures. He listed the jeweler's entire inventory online, and he paid the jeweler what he wanted for the inventory, and he made hundreds of thousands of dollars by not even having a product, just living right next to a jeweler.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? So yeah, I almost think about it as having the Dollar Tree as like an extra warehouse, because you have so much merchandise there. I could just go in there, pay $1 for an item, take a picture front and back, then I have it listed on my inventory, and then whenever it sells, just go ship it out. Right?
Yeah,
takes 2 seconds out of your day.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so there's definitely ways. That way you're not sitting here listing 100 items a day every single day. You just put the one SKU in there and then you're good to go. Hey, I wanted to say hi to some people in the chat. We got Joey Bada Bing here. We got Girl Hustle in the chat. We got Thrifty Space Queen here. Thrifty Space Queen says, I haven't had any luck sourcing at the Dollar Tree. Well, you just got to look around. Like I said, for example, I just picked this up today at $1 for the Dollar Tree today. So, I mean, you could get an item like this for $1 and it'll sell for 10, 15, 20 bucks, So if you just look around, it doesn't have to be a Dollar Tree. It could be anywhere. We got Ian says,
like bundles of like plush toys. They sell for like $1 a piece. They were like chocolate scented toys. So what I did is I had like hearts that I had a big bag of like hearts, Valentine hearts. So I put these 2 toys together that are $1 a piece, and I put the heart right in front, and I made a big old set for $25. So yeah.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm
put them together.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I just bought some like little Disney puzzles for $1 and then put it online. And then whenever it sells, I've got $1 tied up in the item. Whenever it sells for $10, $12, $15, put it in a little.
If it doesn't sell, who cares? It's $1.
Yeah, put it in a little 6x9 padded envelope, throw a shipping label on it, and you're out the door. You're good to go. So
that's why I love games. Games are so easy to ship.
Yeah. So I wanted to say hi to Ian. He says he saw me on Reyes's channel today. Yeah, I just had Reyes on the other day. You might want to check out the interview me and Reyes did. He was a nice guy. Today I'm here with Robert. We're talking all things reselling and eBay. So you have any other tips or tricks you could give to somebody if someone wants to become a full-time reseller? How can they go about doing that? If they're like, man, I've been doing it part-time, I'm considering being a full-time reseller. Do you have maybe your top 2 or 3 tips that would help somebody out?
My main tip is just not be lazy. People talk to me all the time. Oh, I'm listing like 10 items a day. I'm not getting any sales. Oh, I'm like, come on, man. When I was listing hard, I was listing 100 items a day. I would go out there, find bulk. I bought Gaylords. I don't know if you ever saw my video. I bought Gaylords of plush and stuffed animals. My whole house was completely full with this stuff. And I was listing 50 to 100 items a day. And people are just lazy. A lot of people just lazy, don't want to do the work. They're on Facebook. They're talking about that they're working, and they're not. My biggest tip, my catchphrase is "Don't fiddle fart around," and that's what a lot of people do. That's one of my pet peeves. Just do the work, and you'll have success. It's not eBay's fault that your item won't sell because people can't see it. You're not doing the work. Put the work in, and you'll have success. That's one of my main tips on eBay.
Yeah, I was going to say, when I talk to people and I say, hey, list 50 or 100 items a day, they kind of look at you like, huh? What do you mean list 100 items a day? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, just list. I mean, if you do that 100 items a day times 30 days in a month, that's what? 3,000 items. So if you did that,
people contacting me like, oh, I listed 10 items a day. I'm exhausted. I'm like, what? What planet are you on? 10 items a day? I wouldn't even. I couldn't even increase my listings. I sell 30 items a day. I had to at least list 30 or 40 just to keep up with my store.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to say hi to OC Victoria. Says hopping in for a bit. How's everyone doing? And I got Thrift Space Queen. Says I came over to Robert's channel. I'll check out your content. Hey, I appreciate you. Hey, I'll be right back, Robert. I'm having problems with my internet connection. I'll be right back, okay?
All right.
I'll be right back.
Sounds good. So, hey, everybody. What are we talking about now? Any questions here in the chat? Hey, Thrifty Space Queen. Oso Victoria. Ion Kalan. Hey, everybody. I'm the Plush King. Waiting on eBay Addicts. Been doing it a long time now, about 10, 12 years. So I'm just killing time waiting for him to come back. Anybody have any questions? Put them in the chat. And I'll answer anything. Thrifty Space Queen asks if I have gotten any more of the blue boxes. I actually have 6 more blue boxes sitting in the corner right there that I was actually planning on doing a video about opening them this week, but I didn't get a chance to do it. But for sure next week I'll have a video. I'll have an opening of the blue boxes.
Okay, I'm back, Robert. I apologize. So yeah, today's just not been my day. So I wanted to ask you a question, Robert. I want to find out. Tell us a story about how you come up with this name, Zombie Bargain Hunter. I got to find out what the story is with that.
I was actually at the bins in Vegas, and I stayed up all night gambling, having a great time. And it came up to like 8 in the morning, and I'm like, oh crap, the bins are gonna open. I guess I'll go. I'll walk in. Started looking through the bins, and one of my friends came up to me. Oh man, you look like a zombie. I'm like, I guess I'm a zombie bargain hunter, and that's how the names kind of stuck. And right after that, pretty much right after that, I started my YouTube channel, and I just picked Zombie Bargain Hunter. I didn't know what else to pick. It just came like that. It was natural.
Okay, cool. Patricia says, what size boxes and bags do you use? I think she's talking about for shipping.
For plush, for games, I use these, of course. These are the normal size 0 bags. For plush, I use these bags. They're like, I was planning to do a video on what size, how to ship plush and stuff. So it's like handy right here. So I have these little bags. These are, what are they? Let's see what they are. These are 9 by about 12. So this is the one I go through thousands. I'll go through these. These are my main ones.
Yeah, this is the one that I use mostly. It's just a 6 by 9 padded envelope, and then I use some of these as well. This is like for a little bit bigger one. You can just buy it when you get your like eBay shipping coupon, once a quarter. So for sure,
so many of those that I have to actually buy more.
Yeah, I just stock up so that way I have them when I need them. I wanted to say hi to Lester Jones. So thanks for coming by and hanging out with us today. So Robert, I wanted to talk to you about everyone's favorite topic. Tell us about video games, bro. We want to know about, I know you go sourcing at Gamestop, and I know you do a little bit of online arbitrage. What is it that you're looking for? Is there certain titles you're looking for? Is there a certain system? Because what I do here lately, I get lucky. Sometimes I go to pawn shops and I'll find video games for 50 cents or $1. It'll be PS3 or PS2 or Xbox 360 games, and I could get them for $1.50. Do you have some sourcing techniques that you can tell us about if we're outsourcing looking for video games?
Well, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is always great. Target did a deal where you got like 10% back if you bought $500 in gift cards. They give you 10% back. Plus, they did. Let me show you. These are all sealed. This is a brand new game, Immortal Phoenix Rises. This came up to be about $30. They're selling 50, 60 full price online. But yeah,
how much was that, Robert? I'm sorry, I missed it. How much was that one?
About $30, and then 10% off, and a whole bunch of other like coupons and deals that I can get. Of course, Rakuten always takes off a percentage or two. But yeah, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, those are great for games. Especially the sealed games, not the used games. The used games, GameStop has a sale whenever. You have to just keep going into GameStop or have the manager's number. Just call them, and they'll have great sales. But like I said, Cyber Monday and Black Friday is the best for games. You just gotta check the comps on eBay, wait out all those fools that are dropping to the bottom. Wait out like 1 or 2 weeks, and then put your product right on top at the top price, and you'll sell it.
Okay, cool. I wanted to say hi to the reseller niche for stopping by, and I want to say hi to Anthony. So he says he watched Reyes's video. So thank you for coming by today. We appreciate you. So Robert, what is your like sales been for the past 60 or 90 days? Like, have you, you don't have to tell me the exact number, but I mean, have you done over like 30,000 in the past 90 days? Like, have you done like maybe around 10,000 a month? Like, what's your average if you had to give me like an average sales growth?
I give my numbers out every single week, so I have no problem giving out the number. If I can find it on this stupid app.
Oh, well, it usually pops right up. I was just curious because if somebody wanted to become a full-time reseller, I just wanted to kind of give them an idea of what they can be looking at if they're willing to do the work.
90-day total is $45,000.
See, look at that, $45,000, and that's only 90 days. So if you take 45,000 over time, multiply that by 4, that ought to tell you what we're working with. So,
and that's what last month was terrible. Before,
well, it goes up and down. You know, it varies. But let's say it's not 45. Let's say it's 30, and you do 30 times 4. That would be what, 120, right? A year. So that's pretty good, you know. So tell me, I got some questions for you. What you said that you sell on Macquarie. I've never sold on Macquarie. Could you talk a little bit about the Macquarie platform if no one's ever sold on that before? Tell us. I'm just curious about how it works.
Well, I use a cross-listing program called Resale Kit. It's a great program that I highly recommend people look into. I even have a video on it. And Resale Kit basically is you just check mark any item you want to move to Macquarie. You push the button and it goes to Macquarie. That's why I list on Poshmark too, even though I have no luck, because it's just a checkbox. You just check them off and they move, and you don't have to. It's not like List Perfectly where it pops up like a million tabs and you have to do all this work. No, it's basically you answer like 1 or 2 questions and it's listed. So Macquarie has been great. It's so simple to list over there with the Resale Kit. It's an app. It's an extension. It's not really an app, but yeah, that's what I use.
Do they charge you a fee to do that, or how does that work?
Resale Kit, they give you 50 cross posts free a month, and then they charge you for whatever you want to buy. It's not like a monthly subscription. It's per use.
Okay, but what the difference is on Macquarie, right? Like they don't limit how many items you can list. It's not like eBay where they put a listing limit on how.
If you go hard, because I went hard once on Macquarie when it first started, it limited me to 100 till I got like 10 packages delivered or something, but then after that I had no limit at all.
Okay, so you have no listing limit. You don't have to pay a store subscription fee, right? So you're not paying like $60 a month for a store fee. And I have a question because I've been considering this the other day, maybe selling some items on Macquarie. When you make a sell, is it set up? Do they make payments on PayPal, or does it go direct deposit to your bank account, or is it similar to managed payments?
It sits there, and then you ask them when you want the money back. And there's a few button clicks that transfers directly to my bank account.
Okay,
So,
I didn't know if they take payments on PayPal or not. I was just curious because what I'm thinking about doing is just if I'm thinking about listing a couple hundred items on Macquarie that are all going to be replenishable items that I got at the Dollar Tree. So I have a dollar tied up in it, and then if I put it on there and list it, and let's say you have 300 items on there, but they're all replenishable items that I have a dollar tied up in, and if you can turn $1 into $12 or $15, and you can do it over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, I have a bunch
that would
of
be great
on there.
So
it's a great platform for it.
So what kind of sales have you made on Macquarie? I'm just curious.
It's been a few thousand this month.
Okay. Well, because the platform is smaller as far as users compared to eBay. That's why I'm asking, because I've never sold on there before.
400 listings. Because what I'm doing is I'm going through my inventory right now. So that's why I don't have 4,000 listings like I did last year. I'm going through my inventory, finding out what's on, what's off of eBay, making sure I actually have the product. So then after I do one category at a time. Once I have that category completely done, then I'll transfer to Macquarie and Posh. But it's slow going right now because I'm going through my entire inventory, and I have thousands upon thousands of items that are just sitting there that I have like 10 of or 20 of or even 50 of some different items. Because I have
it's funny.
3,000 listed, but I have 30,000 items. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had a death pile, but I guess we got the answer to that. So, Robert, tell me what are some of the goals that you have next year for 2021 for reselling and your YouTube channel? Like, what are some of the goals that you have for yourself for 2021 that you want to try to hit? You have a certain number of items you want to get listed. You want to get enough certain number of subscribers on your YouTube channel. Like, what are some of the goals that you're like, man, as soon as 2021 hits, I'm going to crush it. This is what I want to do.
2021, I just basically this year is going to be the year of me relaxing. I hate to say it. I'm just I finally paid off my house. I paid off all my cards. I paid off pretty much everything. So that's why my listings are another reason why my listings are down. I'm not pushing as hard as I did last year. Last year I was going 150 listings a day. I was going crazy. No breaks, no watching TV, no nothing. This year I kind of slowed down, and next year I plan on slowing down maybe even a little bit more. I'm going to cross-post a lot more because it seems to be working for me. YouTube-wise, I just do YouTube for fun. I've talked about this on Star's channel. I mean, I make like $2 a day. Thanks for whoever watches my ads or whatever. I make about $2 a day on YouTube. It's not worth going hard. I know a lot of people like to do it like Rockstar, and they like to put out videos every day, and they actually make money on it. Me, I just do YouTube for fun. I'll put out a bunch of how-to videos and do my what's sold, and I tell you all my what I make on YouTube every day or every week. I do one of those, and I do unboxings, but YouTube's just for fun. It's just not a money maker for there. I mean, I hope to get 5,000 subscribers. I'm close to about 1,400 or so. But yeah, YouTube's fun.
You'll get there. It's funny you said that. It's funny you said that. I actually talked to Rockstar Flipper today on Instagram. I just messaged him today. It's funny that you mentioned him. I wanted to say hi to a Smile Time Gifts for stopping by. And says Macquarie gets good visibility on Google Shopping. There are a lot of buyers coming from. That's good to know because I was just talking about Macquarie last night. Says, after I get my house paid off in 2018, I got lazy. And Harry is here. He says, hello, chat. So, hey, so your car is paid off. You don't have any car payments. Your house is paid off. You don't have any other.
I bought a new one this year.
Oh, my goodness.
Paid off, but I bought a new Kia Telluride that just came out.
Oh, really? I don't know. I hadn't heard about it, but so you're just kind of taking it easy, kind of relaxing, right?
Yeah. Well, I have my fourplex. I have an apartment that has 4 rentals in it, so that kind of takes some of the stress out. It's paying for itself, and just keep like listing plush and doing different things. I mean, I'm not going to just completely slack off. I'm not like that. It'll drive me crazy if I'm just sitting around the house, but I'm not going to be like pushing like 100, 200 listings a day. It's not going to happen. I'll probably stick around 50, 40.
Yeah, I was going to say, so that's your goal. You try to average around 40, 50 listings a day because you have to
back up to 4,000 what I had last year, but I'm not going to kill myself.
Yeah,
doing
but I'm
it.
saying you have to replenish your stock as you're selling stuff. You have to replenish your stock, or your numbers will keep going down.
Well, I
So
never have
that's
to
what I was
worry
going to
about
say.
stock because I buy the. If you've seen any of my videos, I buy Gaylords from the Goodwill bins. I have a manager down at the Goodwill that will sell me Gaylords, and I will buy Gaylords and Gaylords of plush. And I bought 9 Gaylords last time, and it's lasted me 9 months.
Right.
It's basically
So tell
lasted me
me,
through the pandemic.
tell me, Robert. Tell me about these Gaylords. If people don't know, Gaylord is like a whole pallet of merchandise.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what a Gaylord is, and so you got these big pallets of plush, which is stuffed animals. Tell us how you go about getting these big Gaylords of merchandise. If I go, can I just knock on the door to my local Goodwill bin to say, "Hey, I want to buy a whole pallet of merchandise"? How does that work? How do you go about building up relationships and getting connections so you can go get a whole pallet of merchandise like that?
Well, I was at the Goodwill bins, and they saw every day. I would fill up my truck. I'd go once a week. I'd fill up my truck completely to the top, where I can't even put air in there. There was no airspace in there, so I'd come back home because Vegas is like 2.5 hours away. So I had to completely pack, and so it makes so I can make some money. But yeah, I would fill up my truck every about once a month. I would go to Las Vegas and fill up. And the manager finally walked up to me and like, "Hey, I always have so much stuffed animals and stuff that I have to actually destroy. Will you be willing to buy them by the pallet? I'll give you a great discount. Just take them as is." And I'm like, "Okay, how many do I have to buy?" Well, first started with like 4 or 5. And then he wanted me to buy 10, and 10 was a regret. That was a nightmare day when I did 10. But yeah, just started talking to the manager, and the manager needed to get rid of stuff. They had an overabundance of plush, and since it's not well received in the Goodwill bins, people are mostly going for shoes or clothes or hard goods. I was basically the only one that was buying all their plush. They're like, "Hey, come down. I'll give you a great price." I believe it was $120 per Gaylord, and I took 10 of them.
Right. So where do you go about storing 10 Gaylords of merchandise? You just put it in your garage? You just have it on your front porch?
It was a nightmare. It was in my house. It was a complete nightmare. You got to go and watch my video of that. It was a complete nightmare. I had 88 large green trash bags. Not the small ones, the freaking monster ones where you can fit like 2 people inside of them. I had 88 full. They were stacked to my ceiling. Thank God I have high ceilings. I still have, I believe, like 10 bags over there in the corner. They were stacked on all sides of my TV, all around.
Oh,
I
my
couldn't even
goodness.
walk in my house for a couple of months until I got rid of a bunch of the bags. But hey, it made good YouTube. It made good YouTube videos where I'd just go through them and just call them mystery bag videos.
That's funny. I've had times before where I've had merchandise stacked all the way up to the ceiling, so I definitely know what that's like. Harry wants to know, he says, what is the best plush to sell? Do you sell small items or bigger ones? Like, what is the best plush that someone should try to sell? Is there certain name brands that they need to look out for, or what would you recommend?
How I started looking into plush is I looked at the back side of eBay. I went to the sold items, and I went from the highest sold to the lowest. And the best brands are like Rushton, there's Fifth Avenue. There's a whole bunch of brands. Just go to the back of eBay and do the what's sold and go from highest to lowest. And that's how I studied what to find on plush. I mean, there's so many brands. I couldn't even name them all. I mean, Jellycat. There's just so many. So.
Okay, cool, Robert. I want to ask you another question because I haven't been to the Goodwill bins in a long time. If I go to the Goodwill bins and I'm looking for merchandise, can you give me any tips or tricks or something that I should look out for if I go to the Goodwill bins looking for merchandise?
Just start doing your research. As soon as you see something interesting, look on your phone. That's how I did it. And I just put it in my cart, make sure people didn't take it if it looked interesting. And I'd get a cart full, and then I'd get another cart, put it right beside it, start flipping through the eBay solds, and put it back or take it. That's how I started. It's a long process, but once you start getting the hang of it, I mean, you're good to go. I mean, I've done books, I've sold CDs, I've sold basically anything I could find in the Goodwill bins. Remotes, I've sold everything. I just do your research. It's the best
Okay,
way to do it.
awesome. So Robert, if you guys are coming in late, he's a full-time reseller, and that's what he does for a living. He's been a house flipper. He's got candy machines. He does a little bit of everything. He's basically the zombie entrepreneur. That's what you should change your name to instead of the bargain hunter. Right. So tell people, Robert, where they can find you at on YouTube and Instagram. They want to come by and check out your channel.
Oh, I'm trying to get into Instagram, as you know. We talked about that. He's like, don't message me on Instagram. I'm barely there. But yeah, I'm trying to get into Instagram. My name is Zombie Bargain Hunter on Instagram, YouTube, basically everywhere except for Facebook. It's my full name, Robert Bereznik. Good luck spelling that. But yeah, if you ever go to my channel, I have all those links down below. So just check me out.
Yeah, I got both his Instagram and YouTube link in the description if you're going to check out Robert's channel. And he does a lot of wood sold videos. And you do unboxing videos. What else will they see if they come to your channel?
Unboxing. I have the nice pallet video where I did the Gaylords. That was a fun video. I actually have a tenant video where I show how my tenant just literally destroyed my apartment building. Spent over like $10,000 to get it rehabbed, and it was a nightmare. So yeah, I do a lot of interesting videos. I'm trying to get into what the how-to videos. I have a cleaning plush video, how to wash the plush, how to repair all the plushes that are like broken and stuff. So I do a lot of that.
Okay, awesome. So, hey, Robert, man, if I don't see you again between now and Christmas, you have a good Christmas, and hopefully you can come on. You can come on and hang out with me again, maybe sometime after New Year's, and we'll sit back and talk about all things eBay, talk about retail arbitrage, reselling, smacking the post office man, all that, right?
Yeah, I still got to tell you about my post office the story. That was great.
All right, so yeah, we'll catch up some more then. So, Robert, give me your final thoughts to the guys that are watching. If they want to know, hey, I'm not making nowhere near $45,000 in 90-day sales. Like, what type of suggestions or recommendations would you give them? Like, just get started, just get busy listing items. Like, what would you tell them?
Work your butt off. That's the main thing. Work your butt off. The more you sit on your couch, the less money you're making. My famous saying is, "Don't fiddle fart around. Get all your listings up." That's my famous saying, because that's what people do. They just sit on the couch, they play with Facebook, they watch TV, and they expect things to sell. No, I sit here on the table, I list everything, I get things up, and even if they're selling for $10-12, they're up there, and they will.
So Robert, I have one more question before I let you go, Robert. Now, how can somebody, what do you have any tips or tricks if someone, because some people watch my channel and they're like, that's impossible, Jeff, I cannot list 100 items a day. You are a liar, you are full of crap. How can someone go about doing that? Because what I do is I try to have a bunch of items stacked up. I'll have like stacks of 10 or stacks of 20, and then I'll stack them up, and then yeah, like that, I'll stack them up and I'll say, hey, I need to get 10 stacks of 10 or 4 stacks of 25, or I'll do 5 stacks of 20, and then I'll list like 20 items, 25 items, get up, take a break, come back, list another 25 items. Do you have any tips or tricks to help somebody get to 50 or 100 items listed a day? Because I feel like
here's how I do 50. I wake up, have breakfast, sit down, grab a bag of plush. I always have a bag near me. Put drafts on every single one of them. Usually it's about 50 in a bag. Put drafts on every single one of them. Go have lunch, come back, take the pictures. You're done with 50 for the day. That's how I do it. That's how I've always done it. If you want to do it faster, you get like characters together. You get like the same items together. But since I'm doing YouTube, I can't do that because I'm trying to do the mystery unboxing before I like sort all the plush together and make like sets of different things. But now I can't do that. But yeah, just that's the way I do it. I just do a bag, get it all drafts. I can't go anywhere, can't do anything till this bag's done. Then I go have lunch, watch maybe like 1 or 2 programs on the TV, come back, take all the photos, and again, don't move from the table till this thing is done. Take all the photos, they're all listed, you're done for the day. And if you want to repeat, do it again.
Yeah, my thing is I love going sourcing. So I say, hey, you can't leave the house and go sourcing till you get XYZ number of items listed. Like, that's what gets me motivated, because it's like, man, I have all these deals that I want to go out and go hunt for. But it's like, okay, you need to get 40, 50 items done before you leave the house to go sourcing to get merchandise. So that way you don't have a big death pile, and you got to kind of give yourself like a little donkey and a carrot thing. So you get
that's
motivated
one of my
to
main
get
things. I try not to leave the house. Leave the
right.
house, you get distracted. There's a squirrel over there. There's this over there. There's that over there. I mean, you're not going to get your 50 listings if you leave the house. So that's why I have all my packages picked up every single day. And I try my best to not leave the house.
Okay.
If I'm on a list, I'm not leaving the house.
Gotcha, Zombie. Okay. Hey, Robert, thank you for hanging out with me. And like I said again, man, I hope you have a great Christmas. And hopefully I'll catch up with you again soon. And we'll have much more to talk about after the New Year's. We'll both yell at the post office guy. That'll be fun.
I got like 10 messages right now. Where's my package? So I still got to go deal with that right now. So of course,
I wish people could open up a case against the post office and they can withhold money from the post office. That would be something, wouldn't it?
That would be great.
Robert. All right, man. Hey, thank you for hanging out with me, Robert. I appreciate you, man. Have a great day, man. Bye.
Bye.